Hey, Chicas, welcome to Coffee with Las
Las Chicas.
Chicas. Today we're really excited because we're doing a special video. We're doing a tribute to one of the most iconic Latin women out there, Selena Quintanilla.
Has been inspiring us for years, not just us as Latinas, but anyone around the world. Her music, her iconic looks, just anything about her. She was an amazing artist that still lives on today. So we just wanted to do a little tribute.
And it's so special because
Not only are we dressed up like Selena, but we're also going to show our Fotos y Recuerdos of our own memories from years ago. So we're really excited to be able to share that with you guys.
I was inspired by Selena to create this look, obviously, but also to introduce this idea or theme for a video. Not just because it's been 25 years because of, her unfortunate passing, but so today we are celebrating her birthday, and this is what inspired us to create this video, not just to celebrate her, but have a little bit of fun and a little twist on her music as well.
So why don't we start by explaining which Selena are we, and that way they can get familiar and see like which Selena we are. Who wants to start?
So Selena is known for many looks, and I think one of the many looks that she's known for is her updos. So I tried to recreate her Grammys look, which is the messy bun, and I tried to also put together something that was similar to her dress, and of course the red lips and gold earrings. So
yeah, I think that's really you. Since I have known Elaine, she likes like a little something up here, and I think it looks really good on her actually. So I think when you shared that with us, it was like, oh, that's perfect. Like, that's so Elaine.
So I decided to wear something a little simple, which is just a sheer or a mesh top with a bustier underneath, layered with a leather jacket, which is one of her more iconic looks at a concert. So this is something that she would wear on stage, but I really enjoyed that I could probably just wear this on a night out or a date night. The hat, I love how she rocked the hat, and it just adds, that little piece of accessory adds a more finished, put together look.
I like it. Yeah. And fun fact, Jessica loves hoops. I think they look really good on her too. But since I know you, like, that's like your favorite type of earring, I feel. And it looks great on you. Good job.
Yeah, it does.
All right. So Selena really knew how to work a classic white shirt, more specific, tied to the waist with some high-waisted jeans and her iconic red lipstick, which is something that I love. So I chose this look because it's something that she wears on a regular basis. It's very simple, it's very chic, and it's so me.
Yeah,
your hair. You have the natural hair.
Yeah, that's Gabby's natural hair, so she has that. And also, I feel like that look is very youthful and playful, and that kind of describes Gabby too in a way. So I think it goes really well with Gabby as well. The one that I chose was the look that she had at the Amor Prohibido album, and that's actually my favorite song from Selena. And I feel like the reason why I chose that look, it's because the makeup just like attract my eye. I love makeup, so I feel like that's like the first thing I look when I look at like a picture. And I really liked it, and I just put it together. And like Jessica said, like this one has a jacket too. So I feel like the jacket you can always like, you can still wear it, and it's something that it was in then, and it can be like in now as well. And then she had these bangs like that I made for myself. So if you see me struggling, you know why.
I think it's pretty interesting that we all are wearing something that I feel like I could see you wearing any day. Like Jessica, I can definitely see her dressed with the accessories, the look. I can definitely see her wearing it for any occasion. Same with Gabby. Same with Sarai. And I feel like I have done this look other times. I feel like we all have our own Selena inside of us.
Oh, so, the Selena in them.
Yeah, exactly.
Just wanted to add that, like, I think that these looks worked then in the 90s, and I love that they work now. Like, if we were to dress like this, maybe not go to the Grammys, but
Right.
if we were to wear this out, it would still be timeless. Like,
yeah. No, I agree. And I even think her look for the Grammys, I mean, obviously I'm not going to the Grammys, but I would definitely do something very similar if I was going to like a big event, right? And yeah, I definitely love that about her as well. I mean, the red lips, right? Everybody's still doing red lips.
Like you mentioned, her signature look was the red lip, and her eye makeup was really like natural, and that's something that we still see it, you know, now nowadays.
Aside from her iconic looks, there is her timeless music, which there's a variety of songs, or a lot of songs. One that we all shared in particular and really enjoy is Fotos y Recuerdos.
So today, everyone will be bringing a photo from home, and then we'll just share memories. They might be from far back in time, or they might be recent ones, but this is actually some of our most memorable moments.
I'm gonna start sharing my picture. One of my favorite memories, it's when Elaine and I moved to LA. Elaine eventually had to go back home. I mean, she used to come back and forth a lot, but then
almost every weekend.
Yeah. Regina, she was turning 30, and she wanted to celebrate at Disneyland, which is one of her favorite places. I mean, who doesn't love Disneyland?
The happiest place on earth.
So, long story short, I ended up having 15 people staying at her apartment. If you're Latino, you already know how that goes down. Like, it's not about people not wanting to spend money in a hotel or anything. It's just like we all just want to be together, you know, and make the best out of it, and just be there and spend the whole time together. So the reason why I love this picture is because we had a great time at Disneyland, but we also had a greater time the night before. It was a lot of fun. We had a neighbor who was a DJ for one of the biggest clubs in LA. So we ended up going to that club, and I actually had a friend who's a bartender there. Well, we'll order like 20 and she would charge us one drink. So because of that, and because I was really, really excited to have like my closest friends there, I mean, here in LA, you know, like it was just very exciting for me. And I ended up partying like if it was my 30th birthday. And let's just say I don't remember a lot of things, to be honest. But the ones that I mean, luckily for Jessica and Gabby, who were pretty much, I mean, they were taking care of like birthday girl and myself, you know. But the things that I do remember, I mean, they were just like a lot of fun. We had a great time, you know, like when we were getting ready, like when we were at the club. I don't think it was fun for them coming back, but the next day, like if you will see us at Disneyland, you'll be like, oh my God, like they look just so cute with all their matching ears. But if you only knew what happened.
We barely made it to Disneyland.
Yeah, like I was like, oh my, I honestly thought I'm gonna throw up in the first run. And because of that, it's like one of my favorite memories because it was like the first time that most of my close friends were here in LA after I moved. So that's why I love it.
Yeah, and I think another reason why that particular time was like so unforgettable, I think for also myself, because we did live in that home together at some point, even though it was after I had moved out. But I think Sarai and I would always go out, even though, you know, we were really responsible, but we would go out even though Sarai had to work the next day. So although we would drink, we would never get wasted. We would never, you know, like get that drunk. But I think this time was different because it wasn't just Sarai and I where we had to take care of each other, but this time we had all of our very close friends. And so I felt like we felt a lot more comfortable where we just did let go a little bit, and we just had an amazing time. And we were still responsible because we did make it to Disneyland the next day.
We did, yeah. And you know what? Like some of us stay up until like 6 a.m. I remember asking the security guard the next day. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like I know we were loud, and I'm sorry. Like we were up until really late, and I mean they have music super loud, you know. And I was like, did anybody complain? And he's like, you know what? You have really good neighbors because nobody said anything, but I also think it's because you guys never like are loud. You guys are never like that, you know. So your neighbors probably were like, well, it's once in a while, why not, you know. But it was a really, really good weekend for all of us. I think we had a lot of fun for sure.
It was fun.
Yeah, I can laugh now.
All right, so my picture is actually from 9 years ago. My 21st birthday. I feel like it's the most iconic thing that I can remember because
Why do you mean 9 years? That was like last year.
Yeah, it was definitely last year. I turned 21 last year, so it was from last year. So my 21st, I will say my 21st celebration went over 2 weekends, but it all started with just my girls, and we went to a club, and I actually decided, we're like, why not do something different? We decided to wear different color wigs, which it was such a bad idea now, but so fun back then.
It was fun.
As you can tell, we did pull it off.
It was fun
so
because
fun.
nobody knew who we were.
Yeah, we're like, you know what?
Even though we were there every weekend at that club.
Yes, we ended up going to this club. I don't think it's standing anymore, but I believe back then it was so popular. It was, I think everybody went there every birthday. And I think we all had so much fun. We have so many other pictures that are super memorable, but this is just to commence the event. Plus, again, I'm the youngest, so I was the last one to turn 21. So I felt like it was okay, our last chance to to be 21 or to celebrate a 21st birthday. So it was definitely super fun.
Yeah, I always remember that day because, well, one, it was the first time that I was wearing a neon color wig in public, and it was not Halloween.
Yeah, well, it was close to Halloween. It was October.
It was, but it was not Halloween, so not. I think we were the only ones. And so, and so I felt like we really stood out to the point where we had our own section, our own table, and people just wanted to come hang out with us.
I think what made it really fun too is the fact that, yes, we kind of were somebody else, right, with the wig. So it made it like, okay, we're gonna get more loose. Like nobody knows who we are. Nobody's gonna know us by like tomorrow. So it kind of made us have more fun too.
Well, my picture is from EDC back in, when was that, Sarai? I don't remember what year that was anymore.
Last time we went?
Yeah. What
I
year
think
was
it was
that?
2016.
Right. That was also in 2016.
Mhm.
And so we actually, Sarai and I,
And
well,
Daniel and
yeah, some
Jessica,
of us
right?
drove from LA, and the rest of the girls met us there, or we met there. It was my first time at EDC, and I was very excited but scared at the same time. Sarai, it was not Sarai's first time, or I think none of you guys, right? I think it was only my
It was
first time.
mine.
It
And
was
Jessica,
Jessica too, yeah.
yeah. So it was some of ours first time, and it was crazy. It was really, really fun. I just remember just being amazed by everything that they had, the rides, the music. I did also feel like my heart was gonna come out because it was so loud, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and for me, it was it was today was taking me out of my comfort zone because I wasn't used to going to big raves like that. And so I actually ended up getting in the mood, and so we like dressed up, and it was really fun. It turned out to be a lot more fun than I thought it would. So I'm very happy and glad that I got to experience that with my girls.
Like Elaine said, it wasn't my first time. I would do the 3 days of EDC. This year it was a little different. I knew it was gonna be my last year going, but I also knew that like Jessica and Elaine's first time was that time, and I knew they didn't want to do like 3 days of EDC because it can be a little intense, especially when you're not like 18 anymore. But it was a lot of fun because we decided to do the first night. The second night we were gonna go to a club, and then the third night we were gonna go back to EDC. Um, now, like that one night in between, a lot of things happened, like fun things too. And honestly, sometimes I think to myself, what the hell are we thinking?
So to make it short, I almost lost a hand. I was trying to take off the wristband that gets you into EDC. We couldn't cut it because the point was to reuse it the next day. And so what we had to do squeeze it out of my
Yeah.
my wrist or arm, whatever.
Yeah.
So we tried all kinds of methods right
We were
there.
We
trying to
did.
get it
Okay,
out.
so just so you guys know, it was like really tight in there, and we were like, "Nah, we got this. We're gonna take it out.
But I remember
Take it
like
out."
every time, like in the beginning, every time I tried to take it off, I would make it smaller and smaller. Um, and so in the very end, what I was left with was a really tiny bracelet trying to get that out of my like really big hands.
So somebody actually like found that. Like, we're like, okay, somebody I think on YouTube they found like you put a bag, right? And I think it comes out like that. And that's what we tried. But it still was so hard. We took I think we longer than an hour, honestly.
I'm just
Yeah.
very grateful for the ice machine.
Yeah. We bucket of ice so she because it was hurting so bad. It was probably throbbing. Like we
Her
were
hand was so red. I felt like it was turning purple already.
Yeah. The point was to have someone else use the bracelet that night since I wasn't going.
Right.
And again, I wanted the bracelet back in one piece. So again, we couldn't just cut the bracelet. Otherwise, it would have just
Yeah.
been valid.
I think the bracelet ended up like literally like this.
I might still have the bracelet.
You did okay. It was so funny, and it's like the bracelet was going. Thankfully, it was going to another girl, because and they're like, yeah, it's like she has a really really thin wrist, so I think it's gonna definitely fit like this small.
We were at Caesar's Palace, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So the girl didn't end up using the bracelet. So we had to go fix that, whatever, right? Anyways, so by the time we were done fixing it, it was already too late for us to go on the guest list, right? So we were like, oh, now are we gonna do? So we were like, well, let's try to get into this club, right? Omnia. Um, so we were like, yeah, but we're not on the list for this one. We're like, well, let's just try and see what happened. So I remember Elaine and Gabby were like, okay, you guys go. We were like, you guys go on the guest list line, and then Jessica and I, we're gonna wait because if they say no, then we can start lining up on the regular line. So while they're at the line, this guy comes to Jessica and myself, and he was like, "Oh, here, there's like this 2 gift cards for the club. They have $200 each." And we were like, what? And he's like, yeah. He's like, they were mine, but he was like, I'm done partying. And I were like, well, what if they're not real? We were like, well, let's just try them. You know, we don't lose anything by trying them. Maybe we can use these gift cards to like pay for the entrance, right? Anyways, so I remember Gabby goes like to the girl in the front, and the girl goes like, what's your name? And she's like, Gabriela Ramirez. And then the girl goes like, your name is not here. And she goes like, yes, it is. Look again. Somehow her name ended up being there. We don't know how.
It was Sanchamed.
So we ended up getting in. And then those gift cards were real. They were actually real. So we were able to use them inside the club. So it was a lot of fun too.
My memory. So the picture that I chose is from our last trip as a group, which was in 2017. And I chose this picture because to me, 2017 was an amazing year. And it was also when we went to Hawaii over the summer. So that trip was my first time in Hawaii. I believe Sarai and Gabby, you had already been there, but for me, it was my first time, and I think it was Elaine's your first time as well.
Yeah,
and
I think Regina's also.
It exceeded my expectations. Like, I love the beach, not all beaches, but I love these beaches, and it makes me happy thinking back that, or looking back to think that, okay, I experienced Hawaii and Honolulu and the clear waters, and I believe this was the last night that we went out, and I remember like we were trying to get the perfect picture, and you know, like back then I don't think I was happy with the pictures, but looking, I'm like, wow, we look great, you know, and it's all of us. The only one missing is Gloria, who wasn't able to join us, but it just reminds me of like all the trips that we have been on. And I mean, I think we didn't party at all. Gabby and I did. We didn't go out.
It's so funny because I feel like it's the one time we went to like a bar or something, and I feel like you guys had more fun than we did at the bar.
Yeah, it also reminded me of that night too.
So
like our intention wasn't to go party. It was literally just relaxing, spending time together. Mm-hmm. And yes, I think you girls did go out one night to the bar, but Gabby and I and her brother ended up having our own party at the apartment, and
so funny. Here's the thing. Okay, so every trip that we do, we end up taking one bottle each. Each girl has to take a bottle so that way we can.
That's our rule.
Yeah, so that we can or just drink so we can have something, right? So that time it was our last. I think it was one of our last nights, and we still had all the bottles. We were, I think, 9 people, and we still had all the bottles. So we're like, no. And I remember, so it was Jessica. No, it was Elaine, Regina, and Sarai who went out. And so Jessica, my brother, and I, and my boyfriend, we stayed in. And we're like, no, we're gonna drink these bottles tonight. Oh my God. We ended up like doing karaoke. We ended up doing like, I ended up showing them how to dance Beyonce, which I don't know what I was doing because back looking at the videos. The next morning, Jessica's scrolling through her Snapchat and she's like, wait, I have videos. We Snapchat everything. So
And they made it to
the Honolulu
Honolulu.
story thing. We're like, oh my god, more than us, like more than just our group is watching was watching whatever we were doing. So it was so much fun though, just looking at those videos. And I just cannot believe we did that, but
Yeah.
we made it fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess I didn't realize that was our last trip of all of, or most of us at least.
And I mean, hopefully, as you guys can see, obviously we're social distancing because of the situation right now. But hopefully soon everything can go back to normal and then we can just, continue traveling. And not only us, but everyone else as well.
So this was our Fotos y Recuerdos. We all have a haul of those Fotos y Recuerdos, right? In our closets, underneath your bed, anywhere, or even just in our pictures, on our phones.
It was a lot of fun dressing up, finding the occasion to wear something during this quarantine.
And we were muy excited to do it.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed our memories, our Fotos y Recuerdos from our times together. Yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed our experience.
Tell us your Fotos y Recuerdos, like share with us. We want to hear it as well and hear your crazy stories. Maybe not as crazy as our stories, but we still want to hear them and see like what you have experienced in your life.
Don't forget to like, comment, follow, and subscribe.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.